This is the Stars and Stripes in 7, your online source for editorially independent news and information for the U.S. military community. I'm Lamont Easter. An advance group of U.S. troops landed in Poland where 1,700 soldiers from the Fort Bragg-based 82nd Airborne Division have taken up positions aimed at reassuring allies worried about potential Russian aggression. The U.S. military already has about 4,000 service members operating in various parts of Poland on a rotational basis, including hundreds of soldiers supporting a NATO mission just 50 miles from Russia's military exclave of Kaliningrad. In addition to the 1,700 Fort Bragg-based troops being deployed to Poland, roughly 300 others are based in Germany, where a joint headquarters is set up. In Romania, the U.S. already has 900 troops carrying out a wide range of missions, with the 1st Air Cavalry Brigade and the 1st Infantry Division's 1st Armored Brigade Combat Team. Also in Romania, the Navy has the Aegis Ashore missile defense system and the U.S. Air Force, which operates a drone facility. The U.S. Navy led what it bills as the world's largest unmanned maritime exercise in a region where its sailing drones have already been patrolling busy shipping lanes used by arms and drug traffickers. The event combined two exercises, the International Maritime Exercise and Cutlass Express, which were first held together in 2019. The exercise spanned from the East African coast to the Indian Ocean and was the Middle East's largest naval drill. U.S. Naval Forces Central Command said the training event featured nearly 80 unmanned aircraft, surface craft, and underwater vehicles, including 8 types of U.S. platforms. Drones from 9 other countries were used as well. The 34-member Combined Maritime Forces was created to combat terrorism and piracy while promoting safety and free trade across a maritime expanse of 3.2 million square miles. A drone-focused organization dubbed Task Force X, created for the exercise, will be integrated into 4 geographic exercise task forces led by the United Arab Emirates, Egypt, Kenya, and Oman. In all, some 9,000 personnel and 50 ships participate in the event, which also aims to improve command and control capabilities, sea control, security, and mines countermeasure skills. The Army began removing soldiers from the service who have refused to take the coronavirus vaccine that Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin mandated last year for all U.S. service members. Army Secretary Christine Wormuth sent a memorandum earlier this month that directed commanders to start the process of involuntary discharging thousands of soldiers who have repeatedly declined inoculation. Thousands of additional troops with pending applications for medical, religious, or other administrative-based exemptions will not be immediately removed from the service. The order largely targets some 3,300 active duty soldiers who had outright refused the coronavirus vaccine. Meanwhile, approximately 2,700 other soldiers are awaiting decisions on their requests for permanent exemptions from the vaccines. A law passed last year by Congress limits the military to issuing honorable discharges or general discharges under honorable conditions to service members removed solely for refusing vaccination. The Army is the last of the Pentagon's military services to begin removing active duty troops for refusing the vaccine. The United States delivered 2 Black Hawk military helicopters to Croatia, which is engaged in a mini arms race with neighboring Russian ally Serbia amid simmering tensions in the post-war Balkan region. The U.S. Embassy in Croatia's capital, Zagreb, said the donated UH-60M multi-purpose helicopters will contribute to Croatia's growing defense capabilities and military preparedness in support of NATO. The Black Hawk provides capabilities across a range of possible missions, from special operations to tactical troop transport to aeromedical evacuation. Serbia, which was at war with Croatia in the 1990s, has lately been arming itself mostly with Russian and Chinese warplanes, drones, and anti-aircraft systems. Facing criticism for civilian deaths in U.S. airstrikes, President Joe Biden targeted the leader of the Islamic State group with a ground raid by special forces, which was riskier for American troops, but intended to be safer for the innocent. President Biden said he directed the military to take every precaution possible to minimize civilian casualties. U.S. officials said that dozens of U.S. commandos landed outside Abu Ibrahim Hashimi al-Qurayshi's Syrian hideout and warned people in nearby homes to stay inside. As one of their first moves, they called out to families living inside the same building as al-Qurayshi. Al-Qurayshi's wife and 2 children were killed along with the militant leader when he detonated a suicide bomb. A lieutenant of the militant leader and that man's wife also died along with a child after the pair fired upon U.S. forces. By the time the operation ended, 10 civilians had been led to safety. The deaths from the high-stakes mission highlight the challenge faced in targeting violent militants while bound by ethics and international laws and treaties to try to avoid killing non-combatants. On a positive note, Luke and Kimberly Armstrong, both employees of Naval Facilities Engineering Systems Command in Washington, D.C., found a program that allows them to help a familiar group of people, veterans. They train assistance dogs through Semper Canine, a charity based near Quantico, Virginia, that turns rescued dogs into service animals for disabled vets at no cost to them. Semper Canine's founders, Christopher and Amanda Beatty, started training volunteers in 2014. Volunteers must pass several courses, including basic obedience training, pet cardiopulmonary resuscitation, and first aid. The Armstrongs, including 9-year-old son Lex and 10-year-old daughter Lily, started 6 months of training with the organization in 2019. The Armstrongs thought it would be better to get the children involved with the training of dogs to understand the commitment and discipline that would be required. The Semper Canine volunteers, long after turning over dogs to their veterans, stay in touch with the veterans and share a mutual love for the dogs. And that's all for this edition of Stars and Stripes in 7. I'm Lamont Easter, helping you stay connected.